Life couldn't have been better for Veena until one fine day she returned to her place and found that it had been razed to the ground. She was left with no recourse but to try and build all over again. How was it compared to that place?
Not at all.
Not at all?
Not at all, sir.
But is it looking fine?
No, sir, it is not looking fine. It was running in loss.
So how are you managing? Your prices are still the same. 10 rupee dosai, plain dosai.
Yes.
You were on the street at 10 rupee plain dosai in a shop also. So when I came here, I expected to find a Veena who was completely down and out. But you're still smiling. Huh?
Life has to move on, sir.
Life has to move on. There's plenty of curry leaf too that I'm seeing in this dosa. Namaskara folks, this is Kripal, Amanna, Gourmet on the Road, and you're watching Food Lovers TV. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're staying safe and strong. Now imagine a scenario where a person has somehow put together a small business despite numerous hardships, both financial and on the physical front. With a lot of effort, they somehow make it work. Things are looking good, things are looking better. And then suddenly one fine day, when you return to that place of business, that place no longer exists. And that person has to begin from scratch all over again. A few months ago, we had an interesting episode on this person called Veena, who despite significant physical challenges and financial hardships, had somehow mustered the resources to put together a small KARI DOSA stall. We went there, we tasted it, and we loved her work. And you loved her work too. Many of you not only watched the video, but also paid her a visit. Life couldn't have been better for Veena until one fine day she returned to her place and found that it had been razed to the ground. And therefore she was left with no recourse but to try and build all over again. So as opposed to a street side stall with all its uncertainties, this time around she has put together all her savings into a tiny shop here in BTM layout, second stage. But things haven't been going well. Many of our old customers don't know where she is, and she is yet to build a customer base in this area. So she reached out to us the other day, explaining her plight and requested us if we could do something for her. So we rarely do this, release 2 videos on an eatery in less than a span of 6 months. But I just felt that her delicious enterprise somehow needed to be supported, needed to be encouraged, and that's the reason why we've set out for Veena's KARI DOSA Angadi. Namaskara, how are you doing?
Good, sir. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well. This is a new spot.
Yes, sir.
So what happened at the old spot?
Sir, they have a plan for some park or compound they are building up over there.
Huh.
So there's no space over there. They've literally demolished everything. Not even a single shop is over there.
When did you open that shop?
That stall, it was in April, sir. I started it in April 23rd. And then again, from Dry Fruit House, I came back to that place. And now even that place is gone. And now I'm here.
This is like a different area altogether.
Yes, sir. This is a different area.
How was it compared to that place?
Not at all.
Not at all?
Not at all, sir.
So you've also taken a huge leap of faith from a little stall that you had on the street, more or less,
Yes.
to now a proper shop.
Already I've changed 2 times. Roaming around is quite hectic. And I thought, okay, we'll just stay in a same place where everybody can be accessible.
So when did you open this?
Just recently, sir, Jan 19th.
But is it looking fine?
No, sir, it is not looking fine. It was running in loss. To
Yeah.
be truthful, it is running in loss.
So how are you managing? Your prices are still the same. 10 rupee dosai, plain dosai.
Yes.
You were on the street at 10 rupee plain dosai in a shop also. You know, so Veena reached out to me a few days ago explaining that she'd put up this shop and the circumstances that led to this. So when I came here, I expected to find a Veena who was completely down and out. But you're still smiling. Huh?
Life has to move on, sir.
Life has to move on. So in fact, you must watch my last episode where I featured Veena's KARI DOSA stall and her history, her background, the challenges that she faced, both physical and also in terms of getting into the hotel business, I remember.
Correct, correct. Hotel industry.
Hotel industry. She wanted to make a beginning in the hotel industry with a KARI DOSA stall. So all that is documented there. So you must take a look at it. So what is happening today?
Sir, today mutton curry dosa, chicken curry dosa, prawn curry dosa.
So this is mutton.
Yes, sir, this is mutton.
Wonderful. This is like what, a mutton keema?
Mutton keema.
Lovely. The last time around I tasted the plain dosa, the mutta dosa,
Mutta dosa, prawn dosa, and chicken one.
chicken dosa. And the one dosa that I hadn't tasted was a mutton dosa.
one, yes.
Is this a different masala?
Yes, sir. All three are different masalas.
Because the last time around I remember also tasting your chicken chops.
Last time it was the red one. This time it is the green one.
It's open through the day?
No, sir. It is open only in the evening as of now. I opened in the morning, but there were no people over here. People didn't know what I am or what the shop is meant to be and all. And then few customers from there had called me, and then I keep sending my location that I've shifted here. I keep telling my problems from there, why I shifted and all. And in the evening, there are few customers who call and come.
So when we did the video, that video did millions of views.
Yes, yes.
So everybody knew Veena and a KARI dosa.
Yeah.
Did they return? Did they come to your stall?
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
It was a huge response over there. There was no space. It is because of the huge crowd. It was just first come, first serve. But it didn't happen like that. Just randomly we were giving. And then again started to a token system so that we used to call the bill numbers and give them. It was such a huge crowd over there. And now it is not that.
Of course, life always has its ups and downs. But the one thing I really when I came here and you called me and you told me about the challenges that you're facing and the loans and the debt and all of that.
Yes.
I came here expecting to find you a little, but you're not. You're just as bright and smiling as the last time I met you.
Yes, correct.
Huh?
Yes.
Well, life is tough. I think many of us don't realize this. We come here, savor that KARI dosa, that mutta dosa, egg dosa or that plain dosa. But there's a lot of work that happens behind the scenes to put this together. So tell me, Veena, why did you shift from that area to this area? Everybody knew you there, no?
Yes, sir. The main problem over there was the rent. I didn't get the toilet space, and even if I get it, the rent was too costly, which I couldn't afford.
What is all this fish kebab, bangda tawa fry and all
This is in the lunch, which I'm working on it. I haven't yet started it completely, but I've just kept it. Maybe by next week, I'm planning to start, but in a confusion mind whether to start it or not. Actually, this is my concept. I started with this, but I'm in a confusion mode.
What do you guys think here? She should do KARI dosa, she should do biryani? KARI dosa. Everybody is saying KARI dosa.
Kari dosa.
So I think people know you as the KARI dosa lady.
Lady only.
Huh?
Yeah, sir.
This is what your refined oil.
No, this is the groundnut oil, which I
this
said
is
you last time.
Oh, you got this from Velour finally?
Yes.
Last time I remember you said that your grandma is going to bring all this.
Yes. I myself went. I bought 10 liters for 2 months.
Oh,
so
lovely.
Still working on this.
So Velour is the groundnut oil.
Yes.
And Madurai is
a gingerly oil.
nalle enne.
Nallenni. For the
great.
mutton, I'm using the gingerly oil.
So what is this? A plain dosa?
Plain dosa.
She had a little stall which was on the road and she was selling this dosa for 10 rupees. And I'm surprised when I come here to see that the same dosa she's selling for 10 rupees even now. What is your rent here?
Sir, it is 22, sir.
22,000.
Yes, sir.
So every day 1,000 rupees goes in rent.
Have to work on it.
My goodness. So all of you will support her? Huh? If she increases the plain dosa price by 2 rupees, 5 rupees, you'll still support her, no? She would do this only in the morning because she would drop her children to school and before they returned, she was home.
Chicken curry dosa or mutton curry dosa or egg dosa.
He's helping you.
Yes, sir.
That is your egg dosa,
Yes.
pepper
Yes.
and the salt. Well, that dosa looks nice and scrumptious. Chicken curry in this.
Correct.
Chicken curry that's held on to that kolambu. I think I've seen enough of the dosas being prepared. I think it's time for me to also begin. What should I begin with?
Mutton
Mutton. What about that green curry of yours?
chops.
So will you only be open for evenings here or will you also
I have a plan to open in the morning also.
in the morning also?
8 to 11.
But you need customers.
Customers.
Well, I'm sure many of you watching this show will definitely return to Veena's Kari Dosa stall. And of course, also those who watched the show earlier and are wondering where she is because she's not there at the previous location. This is for how much? 50 rupees. And the dosa?
No, it is altogether 50.
With the dosa, it's 50 rupees.
Yes.
Well, that chicken curry certainly is quite aromatic. Certainly looks like a very appetizing chicken curry. I want to just get some of that curry first. The curry is nice and hot. There's a bit of sourness today that I'm tasting in that dosa, but that goes rather well with the robust graininess of that chicken curry. I'm also tasting somewhere the grainy bite of some coconut. What goes into your curry?
Chicken curry is onion, tomato, coconut, ginger, garlic.
So there's a bit of sourness in the dosa. Is that how you want to keep it?
A little, it should be there. No? Fermented things.
So in that last time when I tasted that brown curry, in there I could taste a lot of the flavor of these spices. Whereas this one is simpler. So it's more like the ginger garlic, a little bit of the coconut.
Spices is also added. Cinnamon, cloves and elaichi and
But it's more the coriander and the mint and things like that.
those greens get in, the spices level gets.
Ah, okay. That meat is nice and soft. Like I said earlier, rarely do I return to a place in under 6 months. When Veena reached out explaining her predicament and the challenges that she was facing, we felt we had to step in and share this story with all of you out there. I think I need some of that curry. I guess also because it's evening and perhaps the dosa is fermented a tad longer. I think the sourness is a little more than the last time around. But somehow it's finding a worthy match in that chicken curry. Also get some of the onions into that curry. The prices here are the sort that are downright cheap. Imagine a plate like this with 2 dosa, a chicken curry with 3 pieces of chicken for only rupees 50. But I'm also a little concerned by that because last time around when she had a stall, it was basically a street food stall. She wasn't paying 21,000 rupees rent. But now she's also weighed under the burden of that and all the overheads that go into a shop like this. So when I spoke to her on the phone and found out these prices, she said there are so many of my old customers who come once in a while. How can I increase the price for them? Her heart's in the right place, but I only hope her volumes pick up enough to help her sustain what she's trying to do here. How was it? Yeah, what did you try today? And egg dosa. I personally feel she needs to increase the prices a bit. I'm sure some of you watching the show will get probably very angry with me for mentioning that. But I think it's in our interest to ensure that places like these not only survive but thrive. Today she's barely able to eke out a living. She opened first through the day, but in the morning she had 0 customers. She also tried making some biryani in the afternoon, but again, she didn't get the customers that she wanted, and now she's reconciled to opening only in the evening and serving this kari dosa. And thankfully, there are some customers who seem to have taken a liking to her fare. So I think it's important that we support her in a manner where she's able to not just survive but also thrive. Because after all, you wouldn't want to miss this delicious kari dosa. So it's past 7:30 now, and I had arrived here just a little after 6 because that's the time when she opens the store. But today, the entire day she hasn't had power. So when Varun, our cinematographer, came here, he saw that she was still cooking. So we spent the last 1 hour just hanging around the place somewhere, and only once we learned that she was fine, she was comfortable, everything was ready, did we get here. You know, life's such a challenge for entrepreneurs like these who have no support. All that they do is by virtue of their own effort. But what appeals to me the most about Veena is her ever smiling demeanor. I think that should be the spirit. Face life with positivity. What's your name?
Navnish,
Navnish. Where are you from?
first main road is nearby.
Yeah. So are you a regular here?
No, I'm just started recently.
Ah. So but in that 1 month have you been regular?
Yeah.
Please support her.
Sure. No, you can see the crowd, I think.
But she says usually there's not so many people.
One reason maybe you are here today.
So she's told all of you to come. Ah. Well, I think I'm now set for the
Mutton curry.
mutton dosa. I'm really looking forward to this. Last time when I went to her old location, she told me that this is
On
a
Sundays.
curry dosa that she does only on Sundays and small batch. Only half kilo, 1 kilo.
1 kilo, less than 1.
So what goes into this masala?
This masala is Madurai masala. Pepper, cumin, fennel, jadikai, you know.
Do you also put some star anise, cloves?
Yes, we do.
Uh-huh.
We do. And then the bay leaves, all the spices with a limited amount of stocks. And then the coriander, red chilies, not the normal red chili, the other one, the round one.
So do you make the masala and keep or the spice powder mix and keep?
Yes. Make it as a sambar powder. We grind it in a machine, no? So it will be there.
I love the manner in which that mutton is glistening away now, aided by that groundnut oil. I'm really looking forward to this. What is that thing there?
Green chili,
Green chili.
curry leaves, onion, everything is there.
Everything is there. Fantastic. What's also quite apparent the moment you hold this kari dosa is the weight of the dosa, the weight of the mutton in that dosa. That mutton is moist, glistening away. So when I tasted a chicken curry dosa, I definitely felt that I needed some of that veg curry, that veg kolambu to go with that dosa, just to moisten that chicken mince a bit. But out here, there's definitely a lot more glisten that I see on that mutton. And I think that's purely because of the fat in the meat. I like the manner in which that egg has spread beyond the borders of the dosa. So this is quite a decadent dosa. So there's first of course a dosa that gets spread on the hanchu, and then some of that veg curry that's beaten with an egg gets napped on the dosa, and when it cooks for a bit, then goes the mutton mince. There's plenty of curry leaf too that I'm seeing in this dosa. That meat is nice and moist. What's nice is that this is not mince meat, but it's tiny chunks of the mutton. And there's also a little bit of fat that you're tasting every once in a while. That meat is absolutely juicy. This is delicious. Definitely the sort of dosa where you don't need that veg curry. What I'm also tasting is a depth of flavor that comes from the hard spices that go into the garam masala. She uses a mix of some nutmeg, there's some cloves, cinnamon. So after the prawn, this is my next favorite.
Is it?
Very good. So in a curry dosa, the dosa does end up getting a little pasty because that dosa is weighed down by the burden of that moist mutton. So on the underside is quite nice and crisp and toasty. But where the kolambu, where the curry with the egg and then the mutton gets laid onto the dosa, that inside of the dosa becomes a little pasty. I I like the crunch of these edges where that egg and curry mixture has breached the border of that dosa. I think you eat one of this mutton dosa, you're happy at least for a couple of hours or so. So good. I like the bite of the meat. So when Veena moved into the shop, I think she must have thought, okay, it's going to be a shop. I got to do more than the curry dosa. And therefore she put together this menu, not just of the curry dosa, but also of different items that she was serving for lunch. Rice sambar, chicken kebab, fish kebab, the bangde tawa fry, the prawns tawa fry, a Madurai style biryani, of fish meals. I think all the dishes that she could cook, she decided to put it on the menu. But I think the people here, at least the few customers that she has now, seem to be fans of her curry dosa. And perhaps that's what she should focus on. This is going to be a spicy bite with some of that chili, a generous measure of the mutton, and also that curry leaf. That's going to be a spicy, flavorful bite. The two dosas that I had with the chicken curry, that was filling in itself. And I also did the mistake of a late lunch because I had a longer fasting window than usual. So I'm already a bit burdened under what I've tasted for lunch. But notwithstanding that, this mutton curry dosa is still quite big in its appeal. So good. Your USP, if I may say, Veena, is your curry dosa. And I think that's what you should focus on.
Sure, I'll do that.
So even if you serve something in the afternoon, I think a meal around your curry dosa, instead of doing things that people will get in, people will not get a curry dosa, no?
Correct. They don't get it anywhere. That too at this cost, no way.
So how much is this?
This is 150.
I think each curry dosa must be what, at least 50 grams of mutton?
Yes.
4 chicken, 2 chops, plain dosa, 2 plain dosa.
Well, customers seem to be savoring her dosa, going by the looks of what I see around here, but she still needs plenty more. So if you love dosa of the meaty kind, fortified with eggs, chicken, mutton or prawn, as your heart desires, definitely find your way here to Veena's curry dosa stall.
Yes.
And this is BTM?
Second stage.
BTM second stage. Not only will you get to taste something super special, but in doing so, you'll also help this small enterprise succeed.
They get yummy dosas. I can guarantee that.
Well, she's going to guarantee that you get yummy dosas out here. So until the next time, take care, stay safe, stay strong, and happy eating.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, Veena seems to be braving everything with a big smile, but when she called me and informed me of her plight, she was definitely at loss for words, not knowing how to move forward. There's plenty of debt that she's had to incur as a result of putting this shop up. Imagine where you have a little table with some of the dishes that you prepare at home and then bring and sell, and to now putting up a shop with its interiors, however basic or Spartan it may be, a kitchen and all that certainly has been a financial burden on that lady. And of course, when you don't have enough customers, that hurts even more. I hope this episode reaches out to many of you who will also find it in your heart to visit Veena's curry dosa stall in BTM second stage, where you will not only meet the smiling Veena, but also savor a delicious culinary fare. If you'd like to support the work that we do at Food Lovers TV, do consider joining our membership community on YouTube by hitting the join button below or on the home page. You could pledge a nominal sum and receive special privileges like behind the scenes footage, shoot updates, access to live Q&As and a lot more. You could support us on a Patreon page as well. For more info, check out the links in the description below. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe, like, share and leave a comment below. Happy eating!